Hey everyone, Brandflakes here, back with another Eternal Return video. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the dagger character, Lyn. So instead of just going off of my headcanon on what's the best, I actually went ahead and reached out to my good friend, the current rank 1 in NA and the best Lyn player globally, NyNyKash. If you happen to use Discord, there is a very good Discord server called the Character Hub, which I'll link down below, which you can access and get more detailed information on how to play Lyn. This video will be more of a summary of the things that I found there and the things that I explicitly asked him in a few interview questions. Well, I say interview, but I just had him fill out a Word doc. Anyways, enough of the intro, let's start talking about Lyn's build, routing, augments, and tactical skills. So, NyNyKash runs a pretty fast Lyn build. It's gonna go uptown, chapel, into forest, and then you find your battery and hotel once you finish most of your other items. According to NyNy, killing the wolves at both forest and hotel take higher priority over finishing your helmet. Once you've killed the pair of wolves in forest and tried to take the pair of wolves that are closest to you in hotel, you should be okay to finish your helmet and also prepare the materials for frag rack, your preferred upgraded weapon. After that, you have the option of farming beach bears, or you can teleport to your teammates if you think that's safer. For the route itself, NyNy recommends not killing chickens until you have about half your build finished. The reason is because you don't want to actually transform before you're done with your build. If you're killing chickens at the appropriate time, NyNy says that 2 Qs and 1 W should do the trick. For upgraded items, NyNy's build route should have them all listed, but I'll go ahead and explain them anyways just in case you don't have them pulled up. Your weapon is going to be preferably frag rack at all times. If you have no other choice, then Soul Reaper will be fine. If you are the solo frontliner, then you will need to go Guardian Suit just so that you don't blow up instantly. But if you do have another tank or another frontliner to take some aggro off of you, Omerta will be the best in slot. Skipping the headpiece and the arm piece very briefly, I want to mention that NyNy very explicitly says that red shoes is super important if you want to carry on Lyn. It looks like the other leg upgrade items are very optional, and the headpiece and arm piece take very low priority compared to the red shoes if you can get them. So for headpieces, you're going to want Chinese Opera Mask, which is obviously very expensive. Otherwise, assuming that you have frag rack, you're going to be looking at Elysian Halo or Tactical Visor, and if you have Soul Reaper for some reason, you can go Mithril Helmet. For arm pieces, you can look at Auto Arms, Blood Reaper, or Chain of Thorns, but it looks like your arm piece is going to be your last upgraded slot, only if you have the luxury of doing so. So, moving on to Lyn's augments, Healing Factor looks to be her best augment choice in the green tree. It provides a lot of healing for her, and also you can proc it very quickly once you're in your transformed state. Vampiric Bloodline is apparently not bad, however it only shines in late game builds, and you have to have a frontliner with you. Heavy Knee Pads is probably only for tank Lyn, which is going to be suboptimal anyways, and Healing Factor probably provides the same value regardless. Assuming that you're going to be taking NyNy's preferred choice of Healing Factor, you'll be going the green tree and the blue sub tree. For the green tree, you're going to be taking Thorn Shackles every time, and then opting between Penny Pincher or Thea depending on how your comp looks. Penny Pincher looks like the default best choice, so if you don't want to think, just pick Penny Pincher. If you're in the blue tree, you're going to take Cavalcade 10 out of 10 times. It is by far the most broken blue tree sub-augment. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the damage it reduces, but it is rivaling like Sentinel most of the time. Besides that, Embolden is going to be okay, just be aware of the downtime it has. Dual Blaze is going to be good into any auto-attacking meta, and Steadfast is going to be good if there's a lot of CC in the lobby. For tactical skills, it looks like there's only really one choice, which is going to be Blink. It looks like NyNy has tried out the other attack skills, but unfortunately nothing seems to come close to how powerful Blink is on this character. It simply provides too much value when it comes down to blinking forward and catching, escaping, or is allowing you to play a lot more aggressively with your ultimate, since you can actually blink forward as the ghost and auto-attack people even when they're running away. So I went ahead and asked NyNy a lot of questions about how he thinks Lyn should be played. Obviously I can't cover everything in one short video, so if you want to see him in action and also ask him more questions directly, you can find him at twitch.tv/NyNyKash or twitter.com/NyNyKash, or is it x.com? I never really know these days. Before we talk about taking fights as Lyn, I want to talk about her most important mechanic, which is the transformation. If you're not transformed as Lyn, you are going to be performing very poorly, and you'll see that a lot of your gameplay will depend very heavily on whether or not you can transform or not. So how can you avoid dying before getting possessed? Generally speaking, you should be getting your transformation off very consistently, but if you are not, the odds are you're either taking a lot of telegraph bursts from the enemy carries, or you're taking too much poke. NyNy notes that you always have the option to back off if a fight looks bad, and reset and allow the enemy carries to overchase, overextend, and then punish them then. Apparently, the only way you should be dying in the late game is if the enemy team has an insane crowd control chain that also includes insane amount of bursts, which is supposedly linked behind Tazia, Sua, and Elena shenanigans. So if you are dying before you transform, you should really check your gameplay and see how many skill shots you're taking for free and understand how to dodge those in the future if you want to improve at Lyn. So how exactly does Lyn's transformation work? Underneath your SP bar, you're going to notice a gray bar that tracks your invasion gauge. Your Q and W will give you 30 of that gauge each, and your E will give you 15 per cast. You also gain 20 invasion gauge per auto. Your transformation is going to be forced at 100 invasion gauge, which can be annoying in the early game when you're just trying to craft and move around. There are a lot of neat tricks you can do in order to engage properly with the transformation, most of them involving dagger scaling right after you use an ability that would give you your transformation. Doing this will catch a lot of enemies off guard because you are unpossessed one moment and then the next moment you are possessed. Also, using this with E is very good for jumping backlines because they often won't expect you to be transformed right next to them when you were untransformed literally just a moment ago. NyNy says that while you're transformed, there aren't actually skill combos that really matter too much, you just want to hit your abilities. However, hitting Q does allow you to hit ultimate in order to guarantee your first auto attack. You're going to want to use your ultimate to dodge massive damage or huge crowd control coming in, such as Estelle knockup from her ultimate or an Elena ult. Otherwise, you'll be using it as late as possible to maximize the healing from it and to also abuse the fact that your opponents probably have fewer resources at the end of a fight. So who are the characters you'd be most excited to see when you're playing Lyn? Apparently all the support characters, being Theodore, Priya, and Johan, are all very good to see. NyNy didn't provide exact reasoning, but if I had to guess, it's because they provide very good crowd control, healing, and sustain for a character like Lyn to thrive on. Bernice and Alex are NyNy's favorite AD carry type characters to see, purely because they provide so much crowd control, disruption, and lockdown to the point where it's very easy for NyNy to play off of that. Obviously, any tank is going to be a very welcome sight because it allows you to play a more carry-focused style. 11 and Estelle are apparently the best two tanks to see, but otherwise, you understand why tanks are always good to have in any comp. Ironically enough, 11 is also Lyn's greatest counter, purely because she can block your engagement so easily and force you to attack her instead of allowing you to dive the back line. Any mages such as Celine, Adina, and Hayes are going to be pretty difficult purely because they have a lot of poke and they have a lot of good self-peel, but if you do manage to get on top of them, especially with ghost form, you can really burst them down, and fortunately these characters aren't really that great at chasing you and killing you, so you really have the option of disengaging and taking a better fight another time. That's pretty much it from NyNy's end, the expert on Lyn. Everything after this point is going to be mostly the conclusion and my personal thoughts on the character. Lyn definitely seems like a very rewarding character to pick up and play, obviously provided by the fact that NyNy has been able to solo queue to a very successful degree on her. I would say that Lyn has come very far from the clunky character that she was on release. Obviously, there's been a lot of tech that has evolved to allow Lyn to be much smoother and much more interesting to play, and you can never be sad about seeing her on your team because she is such a great drain tank and also crowd controller that if you see a Lyn, just hope she knows how to play her and you'll have an invaluable asset to your team. Again, if you want to see NyNy's gameplay for yourself and ask him questions directly, he is on Twitch. I hope he streams more often so you can get those answers out of him. Otherwise, the Character Hub Discord will be a much more direct line to him if you want to join that and ask him questions on the Lyn section. He's a super nice dude and he's very helpful when he wants to be. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be trying to ask more of my friends that are very good players at this game to explain their characters in more detail, just because I am not an expert in a lot of the characters that have released. While I can make guides and try and explain to you guys how I think characters should be played and my initial impressions, there are so many people out there that are way better at specific characters than I am due to the nature of one-tricking in this game, to the point where it's probably not the best idea for me to give advice when I know that I have friends that are much better at the characters I want to talk about, Lyn being one of them. So please let me know if you want to see more content like this. I'm already planning on asking Dexy Lexi for Martina advice if you guys want to learn how to play the camera grandma. So hopefully you guys can look forward to that. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night or day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.